What is up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Live Locks, presented by Scores and Odds. If you haven't checked it out already, just making bad life choices. Go on over to scoresandodds.com where you got picks from me, Dean's, Meansy, all the greats. Plus, you get access to our nice little prop shopping tool. You can see exactly what we have projected for each individual prop, plus where the best lines at. And most importantly, you get access to Grant's Action Lounge. What is Grant's Action Lounge? Well, it's my Discord where I'm throwing in all my bets each and every day so you can get the lines before they end up moving. Got a decent amount of bets today. We got NBA, we got MLB, not MLB. We got NBA, we got NFL. We got a decent amount of bets here. Boom, just throwing some more in here. Yeah, we're just gonna get started. If you guys got any questions, go ahead and throw them into chat, and I'll get to them throughout the show. But let's get started off with Evan Mobley over 25.5 points, rebounds, assists, minus 111 over at Caesars. Evan Mobley over 14.5 points, minus 111 over at Betway? No, minus 106 over at FanDuel. I think that line moved. If we check here, just going to check real quick. Mobley, still solid overall line. Minus 110 over at MGM is the current best line. So right now, Mobley has been on tear recently. Hit the over on points in 6 of the last 7. He's been getting double-digit rebounds, hitting the over on points, rebounds, assists, I think at the same clip, 6 of the last 7, if I remember correctly. Could be off there a little bit, but he's just been on a tear going up against Atlanta. I think Atlanta's currently 3rd in points in the paint. No Levert. Should see a little slight increase to points over for Mobley. Easy over here. Zach LaVine over 28.5 points, rebounds, assists, minus 111 over at Caesars. LaVine, line seems to be constantly a little bit lower than it should be. Easy over. Trae Young over 26.5 points, rebounds, assists, minus 105 over on DK. While Cleveland is an above average defense and more of a good defense in the paint, Trae should be shooting a decent amount from behind the arc here. The volume has been fantastic. 26 shot attempts per game, only shooting 40% or slightly under 40%. I think 39.5% on the season. Getting minus 105 on the over here is too low of a line. DeMar DeRozan over 24.5 points, minus 105 over at DK. DeMar DeRozan, last time he played the Celtics, he ended up with, I think, 47 in that spot. Mid 40s, high 40s, in the 40s somewhere. Just absolutely crushed in that game. The volume has been fantastic recently. He's been a little bit up and down. And outside, he's hit this in 3 of the last 4 games. One loss being against the the one under being against the Nuggets, in which case it was a blowout there. 24.5, too low of a number. I'm easily hitting the over. Trae Young under 3.5 rebounds, minus 145. We have projected for like under 3 in this spot here. He consistently hits the under. It's going up against a very good rebounding team in the Cavs with Mobley, with Jarrett Allen there. So rolling with the under. Dosumu over 2.5 boards, minus 140 over at DK. I think we have projected at 2.9, so solid overall over. Nurk over 8.5 boards, minus 125 over at Betway. Too low of a number here. He should easily get over. I think we project for 9. Anthony Simons under 5.5 assists, minus 115. You can take this or not. I don't know. I seem to always get it wrong, but numbers are pointing towards it. Solid line at minus 115. Steph Curry listed out Monday. All right, so I had that bet. Get rid of that bet here. Draymond Green listed as questionable. Where's that out? Listed out. All right, great. Getting low with that bet since he's not playing. What was I saying? D'Angelo Russell. I'm taking all his unders. Under 25.5 points, rebounds, assists, minus 115 over at Bet Rivers. Under 6.5 assists. Minus or plus 106 over at Wiggins is questionable now. Yeah, great. Classic Warriors here. Plus 106 over at Bet Rivers. D'Angelo Russell under 15.5 points, minus 115 at Betway. Let's see. Looney's listed questionable. Yeah, they're just giving up here. So it'll be interesting here. Russell, just not going to get close to this. Going up against Miami, not an easy matchup here. Obviously, without a few guys, I think Hero's listed out or questionable. I can't remember which, but likely not playing. I'm rolling with all his unders. Rudy Gobert over 11.5 rebounds, minus 115 at Betway. Gobert, anytime I can get this line at 11.5, I hit the over. While he has struggled a little bit this month, I think he's averaging 10.7 rebounds per game this month. Last month, it was 14.7. I have to assume he's going to see his drastic amount of rebounds again sometime soon. So getting this line at 11.5 is just too low. I think it's at 12.5 several spots. Let's see if it's moved anywhere. Go there. It's still 11.5 over at MGM. Still 11.5 most spots. Draft or FanDuel has moved to 12.5, but PointsBet and Caesars are both moving towards 12.5. Brandon Ingram over 4.5 assists, minus 113 over at FanDuel. Ingram has been very solid so far this year, averaging right at 4.5 assists per game. But we look at his overall potential assists per game, 9.1 on the season. Over the last 5 games, it's been at 10.7, I believe. So seeing a drastic increase in assists, I'm rolling with the over. Wiggins under rebounds, not on the board anymore. I'm sure as he's questionable, and probably don't want to bet it considering Looney's out, Steph's out. So that's probably not a great line anymore. Lou Dort under 15.5 points, minus 115 over at DK. We currently have him projected for, let's see, I think it was 14.5 last time I checked. It moved 14.86. It's already moved to 14.5 in some spots. You can still get the under at minus 117 over at Caesars, but it's on the move. Just also taking his under on rebounds, 4.5, too high of a number. Giddey over 15.5 points, minus 109 at Bet Rivers, or Barstool. Bet Rivers and Barstool are the exact same odds. Giddey over 7.5 rebounds, minus 110. We like our projections like the over on all those. Lauri Markkanen over 7.5 rebounds, minus 115 over at Betway. Markkanen been great on the boards. Was a little bit up and down recently. Started off the year very, very well, just crushing it on a nightly basis, averaging right around 10. Markkanen's a 9.5, 8.5 rebound guy going up against the Clippers. Solid overall spot. RG projections don't love this, but a lot of the sports books are starting to move. Minus 145 at MGM, minus 145 over at Caesars, minus 140 over at DraftKings. So getting this at minus 115 at Betway or at FanDuel is solid overall odds. Jordan Clarkson, don't love this one. I kind of bet it by mistake. Over 3.5 rebounds. It's 2% positive EV. So if you want to take it, go ahead. I'd probably suggest staying away at this point. George Kittle, rolling with the over of 44.5 receiving yards, minus 115 at Betway. Over 3.5 receptions, minus 141 at Betway. Kittle going up against the Cardinals. Cardinals fastest paced team in the entire league. While Colt McCoy might change being in there changes that a little bit. Still, they've been the worst team in the league against tight ends, giving up the most targets in the league, most receptions in the league, most yards in the league. I'm rolling with the over here. Christian McCaffrey over 36.5 receiving yards, minus 115 over at Betway. McCaffrey has been solid in the receiving game. Obviously, the first one he didn't hit the over, 2 receptions on 24 yards, but that was short week. He just gotten traded. Didn't have a full amount of time to get the playbook acclimated. Now he's in a timeshare with Eli Mitchell, but used heavily in the receiving game. 7.5 targets per game, 6 receptions per game. 47 receiving yards per game. They're going to use him in the passing game in this high-paced matchup. Yes, there is a decent chance that this turns into a little bit of a blowout, but I think that he still hits the over. I am taking his under on rushing yards, 64.5. If this game does turn into a blowout, they'll probably be using Mitchell more rushing. Mitchell is more of the ground and pound guy, while McCaffrey's going to be using the receiving game because Mitchell can run the ball pretty much as well as McCaffrey, just not a great receiving back. The volume probably isn't going to be there in this spot. Again, they're trying to save him for the playoffs. If this game stays close, they'll probably use him more in the receiving game. If this game doesn't, then in the rushing game, he's not going to be doing a ton here. I'm rolling with the under. Jared Allen over 26.5 points, rebounds, assists, minus 105 over at DK. Again, same thing as Mobley. Allen should have a field day in this spot here. No slight uptick to him. Kevin Love, currently questionable, could be a slight uptick to Allen here. Don't know if this line has moved, but again, going up against Atlanta, lots of points in the paint, easy over. Jason Tatum and Horford both under 7.5 rebounds, minus 103 for Tatum over at Bet Rivers / Barstool. Al Horford under 7.5 rebounds, minus 110 over at DK. Both these numbers are a bit too high here going up against Chicago. I like both unders. Patrick Williams under 9.5 points, minus 110 Betway. Tough matchup going up against Boston, rolling with the under. Last one, over 20.5 points here. You can get minus 117 over at what was that? Caesars. Minus 115, I think, over other spots that wouldn't let me bet. I think MGM might be at minus 115. Yeah, MGM minus 115. We have them projected for 21.1. I think that's a little bit low. Match versus Miami. I know it's a tough one, but I'm guessing Bam is going to be guarding Gobert. So I assume Jovic is going to be on Cat, leaving a solid spot here. Gobert likely going to guard Bam. Me and Cat's probably not going to get into foul trouble. He stays out of foul trouble. Generally, he's going to hit the over. That's it. It's a show. Guys, go check out Parlay IQ. Spitting out tons of bets on NFL and NBA. You can click on FanDuel. You can just click the bet and boom, takes you right over to the bet slip as soon as you press submit. And all the ones you can parlay together, you can bet singles. It's really, really simple. If you haven't signed up for the NBA pass, next 6 months, I think once it might be $189.99 now. But yeah, still great overall value. Go do it. That's it. That's the show. I'm out of here. Bye, kids.